And 3, 2, 1, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Amal, and joining me tonight I have Carl, the Mus, and Andy, and we are the Monday Blues, proudly brought to you by Globalnet Solutions Australia, Mercadante, Woodfire, Pizzeria, Elite Plastering Group, Kami Projects, Zach Nasser from YPA, Raz Holmes, the Bottle at Pascavel, and Damo Finance. The Baggers have gotten a win over the arch rivals Essendon last night, Sunday the 8th of June 2025. Carlton v Essendon. Carlton gets up 11-12-78 to Essendon's 11-4-70 at a cold night at the G. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Yeah, you know. Could be a lot worse, I reckon.
Could be.
Almost a lot worse. Yeah, you know. I guess we you take the win. Just could have been bad, could have been a lot worse, but yeah, good.
Most how you doing? Depressed there, bro.
Fucking fingers and feet are still cold from yesterday, man. That was quite fresh. Tell you what, it's cold. It didn't even feel like a win. It was, yeah, I don't know, man. Someone else go. Yeah, rubbish. Good call. I love how everyone's gotten a Motlop bandwagon. Like,
Fucking.
I actually don't even want to talk about him.
Brain, bro. Cooked my brain.
He's everywhere, but he's everywhere.
Everywhere. I kicked 2 goals against the VFL side, man. A team with no defense, and all of a sudden, they're treating him like he's Eddie Betts. We have a delusional fucking fan base. That's all I'm going to say. We have a fan base that some of them are just drinking some of that Kool-Aid of just rose-colored glasses. This is why this club will never get nowhere, bro. As a fan base, generally speaking, too many of us accept mediocrity. We're too receptive of just he's an average performance. Now let's put him on a pedestal, build him a statue, and give him a 10-year contract. He did his fucking job, bro. That's it. Sorry, I've already started. Sorry, I'm fucking sorry.
It'll happen, but he'll get that fucking contract.
Yeah.
Aside from that, how was the weekend? We'll get into the game. How was your weekend? How was the couple of days leading up until Sunday night?
I don't even remember what it was. What's today? Straight out. It's been one of
Monday.
those.
Feels like
Monday.
a Sunday.
Yeah, bad. I don't even know what I did, bro. The guys in the chat are going off, man. I'm pretty sure we're going to get the Sada's going to jump in the chat and ban us. The way Scotty Tompkins going, some blokes mentioning some performance-enhancing drugs. So keep it clean, guys.
No, don't keep it clean. If you're talking about performance-enhancing drugs, let me know, because I'll take whatever I can. I'll take whatever I can to make me play better footy on the weekend.
Should have given some to some of those Carlton players, especially in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Jay Taylor in the chat. He's fantastic. Wait, wrong one? Yeah, there's one here.
Boys, I'm on my way home from the G. I've got Nick Dacos and 4 umpires in the boot. I'm dropping Dakes off at the Bottle at Pascavel. Does anyone have any objections?
None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Bring him.
Will he get 10% off if he says, or 5% off if he says, fuck Collingwood?
I'll tell you what, he talks, I'll rip 10% off his body. How's that? Scumbag.
That was some questionable umpiring. That was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Anyway, we're not going to talk about Collingwood and how they've been Wouldn't it be fair to call them AFL's Nepo baby and the way that the umpiring department is treating them aside from Gold Coast Suns? But anyway, maybe that's a topic for another day. Weekend. My weekend was good. It was Eid, so Eid Mubarak to those that were celebrating. I played footy on Saturday. Kicked the goal. Kicked the first goal of the game.
Where'd your mic go, bro?
Yeah, I
Something's
think we
happened
lost
to the
the mic.
audio.
Did it disappear? Oh no!
Are you back?
No, I think it's back. It's back.
It's back.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is
So.
back.
Okay, cool. Kicked the first goal of the game, which was pretty cool. It was a snap as well. Should have had three. Should have had three. I missed one from like 25 meters out, and it was almost directly in front. So I'm a bit ashamed about that one.
Fit right in at Carlton.
Cook my brain. You know, it's funny. Actually, Nick Austin called me after the game and said, "Were you interested in playing Sunday night?" But yeah, Sunday night came around. It was pretty bloody cold. We had some tickets from work, which was pretty cool. And they were. I see phone is playing up.
They're listening, Carl. They're listening. They are listening.
Hey, we've got a story about Justin after you're done, Amar.
Yeah. No, go. Jump in.
Something happened to Justin. So Justin brings a flag to the game he has 5 games, and the 5 games he's brought the flag, we've won 5 games, right? It's a Lebanese flag, the Lebanon flag. And it actually got taken off him yesterday. For the first time, they said it was political or something. That's weird, because when Harry Sheezel was playing, there was no worries having an Israeli flag. So
What was this?
People have taken Israeli
I've seen
flags
that
to
before,
Harry Sheezel's games all the time. But if you take a Lebanon flag, to support Adam Saad,
No, not allowed.
not allowed. Not a fan of that. I don't know.
It's disgusting. There's other flags that actually get flown, and no one else says anything.
Yeah.
Quite
The colourful one was everywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hypocritical.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a directive from the AFL. Well, will have to be a directive, because the security company is not going to take that
Nah.
and run on that with off their own bat. So it is a directive from the AFL.
Yeah.
When was the last time a Sheezel's national flag was seen at a footy ground? Was it recently?
I don't know. No,
I think last year. I don't know if it's been
year.
this year.
Yeah, it was last year.
Interesting. We'll keep an eye out for that one. For sure. Shall we start with the first quarter, gents?
We shall.
Are we going to go
goal,
to the first quarter
40,
and then
45
just go to
out.
the end?
And then that's
and then just go to the end.
I love how we do this every week.
First,
It's same song and dance.
First quarter, and then trash the place for the rest of the review.
That's basically what happened, though, isn't it? We played one good quarter and then shit for 3.
100%. And look, it was a really good quarter. That's what you expect from Carlton coming up against a team that is completely decimated with injuries. If you look at their injury list, and I'll see if I can bring it up and just go through it, but their injury list is quite possibly as deep as anyone's. Right. So you would expect a team like Carlton, with the list that they have, with the people that are coming out onto the park week in, week out for us, to put the sword to them in the first quarter, and rightfully so, they did. Saad kicked a ripper of a goal, first goal. There was space everywhere. It looked like we were utilizing every single open patch of space that we had that led up into Saad's goal, and he kicked a beauty from, what was it, 45, almost 50 out. That was awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Our accuracy, the speed that we were moving the ball.
Everything.
Yeah. Can I just pause you there for a sec? I want to go to before the game. I just saw a comment that reminded me.
Go.
Right?
Go,
Sorry, Amar. But they showed highlights of Essendon before, like at a Carlton home game. They were showing Essendon highlights, bro. They actually ended on a highlight of Essendon beating us. And this is our home game. Okay, we're the only club. And I know it's like, bro, people say, oh, it's just entertainment. It's just, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Bro, it all matters. Presentation matters. And I feel like we're the only. Could you imagine Collingwood doing that? Showing Carlton highlights before they play us at their home game?
Yeah.
And where we beat them? And then finish off that. So somebody from Carlton set that up. They set that footage up. They created it. Someone from Carlton ticked off on it. and someone from Carlton said, let's play it at the G before the game.
Mm.
Whoever was responsible for all that should get the fuck out of the Carlton Football Club, because that's an insult to your supporters. And there were Essendon colours around. They were doing red.
Red, yeah.
Like, oh my God. We're so bad at everything. We're so like nice. We're such a nice club. You know, this is your rival. You're playing Essendon. You're playing a team that you've got history with, but it's supposed to be a fierce rival, and I cooked my brain before the game. I was so upset by it.
Rightfully so. I mean, when I got onto the ground, the first thing, I think it was the first thing that I said, why is it so red around the ground?
You did.
Yeah,
I heard you. You did.
Yeah.
I felt like we're at the St Kilda home game again at the G a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, but that sort of stuff now doesn't even, it's just normal now.
Are you
Kind of
surprised?
used to it. They're showing that highlight of it. What's her name? Prasparkas, whatever her name was. She played at Carlton. They show, I think she won the was it the Brownlow, whatever you call it, for the women. And then they were showing her the highlights playing for Essendon. Not the highlights of her in the Carlton, no, but show it in Essendon because we're playing Essendon. So yeah, that'd be a great idea. Forget that fact that it's our home game. It's just it doesn't seem to surprise me anymore what we do.
Not surprised, exactly.
Nah.
Mm.
Well, yeah. Anyway,
We're just so mediocre.
I do know who's responsible, so
Yeah, I know he's
maybe we'll ask a few questions.
Yeah, go on. So the first quarter was good. Charlie was up and about. You know what? Everyone was up and about. It looked good, but we all said to each other, this was going to last. We all knew it.
How good was the ball movement?
It was great.
It was insane.
Lowering the eyes,
The
short passes,
everything.
someone running past. But you just knew. You just knew. We all knew.
We can never play 4 quarters. It doesn't have to be 4 solid quarters, but you want at least 3 quarters, and we can't do it.
Shout out Georgie. Georgie's can't join us tonight. He's quite unwell. So Georgie, hope you're feeling better ASAP, my friend. Everybody like the video for Georgie if you haven't already.
Winning, he said.
One like equals one prayer for Georgie.
Oh.
Have we kicked that high of a score in any first quarter this year?
Richmond, I think.
Yeah, we've had a
it's
few good
Richmond.
first quarters. Our first quarters, I'd like to know what they do, what they stack up against other clubs. Like our first quarters are pretty solid.
I think Richmond was the highest.
Richmond must have been the highest, yeah.
First quarter we scored. Well, no, what did we score this week?
40.
Was it? Yeah, 40.
Yeah, it was more. Yeah, we scored 5-4 against Richmond.
Against Richmond, yep. So our best first quarter for the year, goals from Adam Sard, Charlie Curnow, Jesse Motlop, Mitch McGovern, and there was a couple more. I think another for Charlie Curnow and one for Zach Williams as well in the first quarter. Ball movement, excellent. Accuracy with the foot, excellent. Accuracy in front of goal, pretty good. 6-4, not bad. There wasn't much to really fault from the first quarter, was there?
No. When you're kicking 6-4 the year, you can't really say anything bad about that.
No, absolutely not. And then the second quarter kicked in, Andy. And I vividly remember you saying, I don't have a good feeling about this.
Something doesn't look right.
Yeah, it was about 10 minutes in.
It's happening again.
It just had the Richmond game written all over it, didn't it?
Absolutely.
Just hands on heads. A bit of pressure comes the other way, and we just buckle.
Yep.
We just buckle. We go into our shells. I don't know. We don't take that like gun kick, that shotgun kick inboard. The running stops, and I think that's the biggest thing for me. Like, In first quarter, everybody was zipping around and everybody was up and about. And then, like Bombers kick 1 or 2, and all of a sudden that run goes. It just stops. And then it's just pointing fingers, kick it there. Don't kick it. Like, I'm not going to run there.
No one wants it.
The only player that consistently is on the move is Ollie Hollands. And to his credit, Jesse Mottler. They don't stop moving. But Ollie Hollands, mate, from defensive half to forward half, he's just constantly leading and moving. But he's not a marking target. Like it's scary how we just shut off.
Just like a mile.
Just like a mile, yeah.
Oh, shit.
I don't know, man. What's the issue? What's the issue, boys?
You know what? You always, the opposition's always going to get their patch where they're going to tighten the screws and stuff. But fuck, we are so bad at like trying to get back momentum. And once they kick a goal, they're going to keep coming. And that's exactly what happens. Always. We felt dealt. We'll be in front. Opposition kicks a goal, and that's it. Heads are dropped. No run, no movement. No one wants to attack. No one wants to tackle. It's just Carlton. I don't know what it is. I don't think there's an answer to it.
The thing
Players
is,
yelling at each other.
Yeah, we come out of the blocks early, all right. Like I said, the first quarters, a couple of games haven't been great, but we've still been okay, and we've competed well in the first quarter. We've done all the right things. Everything looks okay. Most games have been good, but then
that's a perfect quarter, though.
We struggle to regroup. Once we go in, we struggle to regroup and come back out the other end, especially at halftime. I don't know what happens there, but it's like we go into breaks and I don't know. Yeah,
I know why you're laughing.
I know what I want to say. But
I know. I remember.
It's weird, man. It's actually like that, straight out.
Oh, it worries me so much how we just turn off. It's like our pressure comes the other way, and I'm telling you, we're gone. We crumble. We can't, and it's definitely lack of leadership on field. And Patrick Cripps getting 0 touches in the third quarter. That like symbolizes that exact thing. Like he had a down quarter. Walsh had a down quarter, and that's it. It's like nobody's able to pick up the slack.
Step up, yeah.
It's worrying. And then Curnow has a sick first quarter, and then Laverde jumps on him and just shreds him for 3 quarters. Yeah. Does whatever he wants with him. Charlie Curnow is so fucking overrated. Bro, we know how good he can be, but he has not been anywhere near that level for almost 2 years now. So, I don't know.
For me, it goes back to our mids and the lack of accountability that they hold within the team when shit goes south, right? Like when we're in that first quarter, they look fantastic. Everyone's getting ball, everyone's getting free, everyone's moving. Soon as there's a bit of pressure and there's anyone that needs to put their hand up and be accountable for anything, the mids are nowhere to be found. And that's every single midfielder, with the exception, and I'm going to put this out there loosely, Ollie Hollands is probably the only one that can put his hand up and say that he plays a little bit of a defensive role when he does get a swing into the midfield a little bit. Other than that, I can't name one.
Ollie Hollands is a workhorse, bro. You take him out of our team, a lot of play just disappears from us. I don't know what we do.
His decision making sometimes isn't great, and his polish lacks a little bit.
Absolutely. In his defense, he's always put under immense pressure. Because again, imagine you're the only one buzzing around and then no one else is moving.
Yeah.
It must be flattening. Like it must flatten your mental. Yeah.
And my biggest fear of Ollie is that we're going to crush this kid. He's just going to be like,
optimize him.
Yeah. He's just going to lose that, that edge he's got.
Yep.
And yeah, I don't know. It's a shame.
It's okay. He'll just put a long sleeve on, turn into Kate Simpson. We'll be good for another 10 years.
Yeah, play him 350 games. People will think he's the greatest Carlton player ever. Yeah. That's what we do, bro. We gift games to people. We always have. We always will. But I love what Ollie did. Adam Sard
yeah.
had probably his best game, this season. I thought he played really well. I've been a massive critic of him this year. And, mate, what a game. Great. He always plays good against Essendon. He loves playing against the Bombers. And on the flip side, Cripper always plays really bad against Essendon. I think he averages his least disposals against Essendon, against any team, yeah.
Who was on him? I didn't watch the game again.
No, I haven't watched it back. I don't
I
know.
don't think I can.
Who's that? Sard?
No, Cripps. Who was on him?
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, no
good
idea.
bloke, that one.
Anyone in the chat, if you know who it was, Setters. That's
Setters.
who I'm seeing.
Yeah,
Wow.
Setters.
Fucking sat on his head.
Tell you what was a good contest to watch, speaking of Sard, was the Sard and Kako matchup. That was a really good watch.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Echo playing.
He was
I don't
actually
think
too bad. He had some
He
good
didn't really.
moments.
I don't think he really impacted that. I mean, he did have a couple of put himself in some really good positions, but I think Sard walked him pretty much all game.
Yeah. Having said that, I think
fucking
Kako's
good.
going to be a star. I love
Isn't
the
that
way he plays.
disgusting? Just looking at it, and you're right, it was Setters. Setters, 17 touches, right? Going at 82%. 3 marks, 1 contested, 342 meters gained. Centre bounce attendance 21, clearances 3. Not too bad. He did a job on Cripps. I'll tell you what, 7 tackles. He did a fantastic job.
Who Setters?
Yeah, going at 82%, bro.
Maybe we should get him to Carlton.
Epiphany, thank you for the $5 donation. Thoughts on this, boys? This was in the post-game interview on Channel 7. Bruce McAvaney asked Michael Voss. Cripps spent most of his time out of the midfield in the third quarter. Vossi responds with, I'll have to talk to him about that. The other part of that was Vossi explaining how the players have the choice of or the freedom to be able to move themselves or move the magnets around themselves. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I heard from that the second part of that conversation is that either I might be reading into this too much, but Cripps just fucking did what he wanted there. Or he genuinely has the freedom to jump into the forward line whenever he feels like he needs a spell. How did you guys see it?
There's nothing wrong with that, bro. Straight out. Provided you're Collingwood or you're the likes of these teams who are actually impactful and have the smarts to be able to get in the right positions at the right times and to know when to change and know when to move. We don't fucking move being coached. So we're going to fucking expect to do it on our own bat. So and not if you're Carlton Football Club, mate. You need to be told what to do. And we're the laziest football club there is. And so you can tell me they're going to make decisions on the ground themselves. Fuck that.
I don't think Voss was serious when he said that I'm going to have a chat with him. It looked just like a bit of banter, to be honest.
Looked like he didn't even fucking know.
Yeah, he didn't give a shit, to be honest.
I don't think Cripps has been the same. Remember that mark he tried to get and he landed on his back? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was a mark.
Yesterday.
I don't know what's going on here. Sure. He landed. No, that wasn't yesterday. I think it was against North. It might have been against North. He just landed on his back, and he hasn't been the same since. Like he hasn't moved the same. He hasn't really been the same. Yeah.
Yeah, possible. One of those slip fell, landed on his.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like he's just carrying something. He hasn't moved the same. Against the Dogs. J-Bag.
Fuck, it's a long time ago.
He landed on his back and he looked really bad. And I remember we were like, oh no, Cripps is gone. He's done his back. But he kept playing and I don't know. He looked cooked.
So what was it? What was it in the second quarter that turned the tide into Essendon's favour?
They started manning up, pressure, and then manning up.
There was a couple of misses as well. A couple of misses hurt us. They went back the other way.
It almost seemed like that they put an extra number around the contest, and we just completely caved in that pressure. one more person in every contest. They were playing a spare, and bang, just like that, Essendon was back in the game.
For me, it's just their they probably did do that, but it's also work rate. I feel like teams just outwork us around the ground, and add that with pressure. Like that is pressure, right? Outworking a team is pressure, and we don't know how to get out of that.
We all look lazy when that happens.
And we get really exposed. Good call, Carl. We get really exposed because we don't work hard enough. Things are great when they're on our terms. We don't have the leadership on field to get us out of it, and we don't have the coaching nous in the box to get us out of it.
Yeah, we don't change anything at all.
Do you know what was a godsend? What absolutely changed momentum towards us in the third? They were all over us. They were smacking us. And then, was it Nick Haynes where he stopped it on the goal line and it went into they paid a point.
They reviewed it.
Yeah. So they were on us. They were killing us. Right. They had a kick 60 out and then the umpire stopped him.
They got a free kick. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they done a score review. It wasn't a point. He took the kick, but the sting was gone out of the game.
It killed their momentum.
It killed their momentum big time. And, I don't care what anybody says. We were very lucky to walk away. That last 5 minutes, the umpires absolutely gifted us a couple of free kicks at the end. Absolutely gifted us. And you take it, of course, because, we cop it how many times during the game. But we were very, very lucky that instance there and the last 5 minutes, the umpiring really, really helped us. Really did.
I reckon another 5 minutes we would probably lost the game, to be honest.
Yep, agreed.
100%. PJ Vedder with the $3 donation there. Thank you very much. Are you guys happy to trade Charlie?
I'm happy to give him away at the moment. Relax. No, yeah, I said it before. I'd keep Harry over Charlie. You get one good quarter out of Charlie, if that, and then he just puts his blanket on. He's ready to go to bed. Doesn't want, but then again, he doesn't chase at all. But yeah, doesn't chase. No work rate at all. Doesn't tackle. He's just a lazy player. He's lazy.
Yeah. It's evident we're not in this fucking, I don't even know why I'm mentioning this window bullshit that we've got, finals window, flag window, because you can throw that out the window, literally. He needs to fucking, that was a George one there, George special. He needs to fuck right off, and we need to start something different, because you got the likes of someone like O'Keefe who comes in, first game debut, well done.
Amazing.
He got all in the right places. He was disciplined. He was leading. He was moving. Yeah. First gamer, so didn't expect much more than that. I was really impressed with this game. I saw a comment in the chat about Haynes, thoughts on Haynes. For me, 2025, regardless of how the year finishes or whatever the fuck we do, the only positive I've got out of 2025 is a man by the name of Nick Haynes. That's it. Subject closed for me.
Well, you can't forget about Silvani's move into the back line as well.
No, I think you expected that. He was on our list. His old man was the greatest fullback of all time. So
there's nobody that expected Jack to have the season he did, bro. Come on, bro. Nick Haynes is an All-Australian defender.
Pull your head in, Moose.
Come on, Moose.
I don't know. So what are you saying? So Voss is a masterclass with that move to put Sauce back. Is that what we're saying?
I think Voss has tried 10 different moves this season, and the only one that's worked is Jack Silvani.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't actually his move because Sauce said he wanted to go back. So let's just
a broken clock is right twice a day, as they say.
That's just the media training talking, I reckon. I don't think
no. Sauce asked to be put in the back line. I would tell you that.
Yeah, he did.
After Voss told him you're going there. What about you don't give Voss any credit for keeping Motlop in the side and persisting with him?
No, he's fucking shit.
Oh, okay.
You know what? He'll come undone next week against West Coast. You watch.
It was a joke.
No, I think having Fantasia back in the team helps Motlop.
Yeah.
Because now he just plays a true full pocket. I'm telling you now, the easiest bet on the weekend was Jesse Motlop to score 2 because we're playing against the VFL side in Essendon's defense. Horatio's back in. Zach Williams is back in. there's no focus on Jesse. They're not going to put any like focus on him. So he'll get a couple of easy balls, and he got a couple of hard ones as well. And he just did his job.
Did anybody not notice that he was on his fucking own the whole game? No
That's
one was
what I
actually
mean.
near him.
That's
No one
what
touched
I
him. No
mean.
one knew him. There was zero respect given to Jesse Motlop.
That's
The
what
whole
I
game.
mean. You got Zach Williams, Fantasia up the ground. All of a sudden, he doesn't become a focal point. He's just there as a small forward, like true small forward. Well done. Good on you. Hey, he went back, did a couple good things as well in the back line. So
Yeah, took a crucial mark.
well done, bro. You did your fucking job. That's fucking. Are we applauding and we're glorifying the bare fucking minimum? That's where we're at as a supporter base. And this is what I meant at the start of the show. As a supporter base, we fucking cheer and applaud the bare minimum. We beat the arch rival in Essendon. We got the 4. You're supposed to get the 4 points, you dickheads. You know what I mean? You're 40 points up against the VFL side, and they're cheering and they're clapping like we just won the grand final. People posting on the internet, we killed it. Bro, we're so delusional as a fan base. We are fucking nowhere as a club right now. We are nowhere. And yes, we might beat West Gas. Yes, we might beat North. We might even beat Port. You know what? We could win every game for the rest of the year. That would be the worst thing to happen to the season, to the club. If we go on a run and we make finals, this club will think, oh, you know what? This list is actually good enough. This coaching staff is actually good enough. And then nothing will change.
False economy.
False positive. And look, just on that, right? Just on that. And this is the main reason why. LS, thank you for the $10 donation. The club lives in the past and it's trickled into the playing group. The minute the other team gets momentum and a run on, they think back to all the games they've coughed up with a big lead. I agree with this, and that's part of the reason why the title of tonight's review is false positive. It's because, yes, we got the win, we got the 4 points, but there is absolutely nothing to take out of that game. Nothing.
Yeah.
It is that was the same old Carlton that we have become accustomed to in 2025. That is the same Carlton that came out and gave it to Richmond's life in the first quarter of the first game in season 2025. The same thing happened in the second quarter where both Richmond and Essendon upped the ante a bit, and we almost coughed up a 30, 33, 34, whatever it was, point lead.
38.
And lost the game. And we almost lost the game. They were flying. They were flying in the last quarter. We barely held on. That is nothing to be proud about. Absolutely nothing.
We needed to win by at least 7 or 8 goals to kind of, be a bit satisfied, I guess.
100%. 100%.
Should we open the chat to some people to jump on?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, well, I reckon. But we're on a time limit tonight. So everybody, I reckon we get 3-4 minutes each. So just get it off your chest. You got 3-4 minutes, and then we're shutting you off. We're just turning your screen off.
Fucking you off.
Come in, say what you need to say.
Come in, say what you need to do, and then you're going to get turned off in the second half. Work it out. So hit the link if you want to jump on. Something else I want to talk about is, so we all know, right? We all know that our disposals are no good, and our skills just aren't up to par. You've got players like Sam Walsh who cannot kick the ball. He's so bad by foot, right? Now he's out of contract coming up. I'm not saying to trade him.
I am.
But, what do you do? Do you
Trade
persist with this guy because he does other things okay? But, he's going to want big money. He's going to want decent, cash. So what do? Do you pay him overs? What's he worth? So, to you guys, what's he worth? What's Sam Walsh worth?
A season?
Yeah.
I'd say I'd probably say 600-700.
Am
Let's go. Yeah, I'll probably agree with Carl. 600.
Mus?
Because he gets nothing from me, bro. Straight out. The thing is, he brings nothing. We've got kids who could be playing. Like he's holding the list back.
Yeah,
There's no value that's going to come. There's no value that's going to come from him, bro.
You know why I disagree with you? Because the whole club's in the shambles. You can't put.
But
it
what
on
comes?
him.
What comes from him? What comes? Please tell me.
Give me what comes of him. Look
Tell
at
me,
his stats
tell me.
over the weekend.
Okay, he gets the ball.
He gets a lot of the ball.
He gets the ball.
Yeah,
you can give it
that's
to
what he
any
wants
kid.
to do.
But you can give it to any kid who you can grow
do you
and
mean?
develop, bro. He's
You
done.
got to get the ball.
He's
You know
done.
how hard
He's
it is
done.
to.
He's
Nah,
done.
so you know how
Wow.
he gets the ball, right? My issue is
Yeah.
not him getting the ball, because
Disposal.
getting the ball is probably the hardest thing to do in the league. That's why not every player gets 30 touches a game. Actually finding and getting yourself in a position to touch the footy. Amal, you play footy now. How hard is it to get 30 touches, bro?
It's a fucking. I'll be lucky
Miles
to get
struggling
10.
to get 3.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Bro,
tough,
relax,
bro.
man. I'll get 10. Come on, bro.
I know where
But-
you're going with that.
Yeah.
But I'm
So
still
my
cut up
thing
about the
is-
Kennedy situation. You got Hewitt. You got Cripps. You got friggin'
You
can
need
throw
to
Doherty
run.
in there. Yeah.
Nah, Doherty's done,
I'm
bro.
not concerned. If Walsh goes, I'm not concerned. Not the slightest. You got
All
the
right.
Camporelli boys. You got Walker. You got Jagger, who we banked everything on. Like, I'm not scared. Like, there's nothing that he brings, bro. Straight out.
All
So
right,
you haven't
let's-
seen Jagger play and you're putting Jagger before him?
Yep. Fuck it. We got, bro. The thing, it's evident. It's year after year after. Yes, he's been riddled with injuries, but it's not going to come good all of a sudden, bro. He's shit.
I just want to say that this generation of Carlton supporters, and this can be clipped and fucking put anywhere, our generation of Carlton supporters, we're so scarred, we're so jaded that there's almost a hatred, you know, for everything and like a resentment for this football team because of the expectation they've put in front of us for decades now. We're into decades. And the results we're getting, and I think we're all a little bit jaded. And sometimes, and this is for me too, sometimes you got people who wear rose-colored glasses, and sometimes there's just people who just wear black sunnies who don't see any light. And I think that's where I'm at, and I think that's where Mus is at with this as well.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard sometimes to see the light, and I think the truth and whatever that might be is probably in the middle somewhere, you know. So I think Walsh is about 750 for me.
Let me ask you, Jagger Smith or Walsh?
I haven't seen Jagger Smith play, so I'm taking Walsh all day.
You can't compare it, man. You can't.
That's yeah.
You got to. You have to make a choice.
Jagger.
Walsh all day.
Yeah,
I know
Walsh.
what Walsh brings.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I know what Walsh brings. Jagger is a 100% punt, and I reckon most clubs will do the same. I don't know how you could take a punt on a kid who has played 0 games
and coming off an ACL.
Yeah.
It's not that for me, bro. If you told me we're playing in the flag next year, I'd go Walsh all day because you're right. He's going to get first hands and first use of the ball. Great. Fantastic.
Carlton
and he's got the
flag.
experience and he's got the body behind it. And I'll take that. But we're not doing nothing. So what's the point?
Good point. All right, let's get stuck into it. Everybody,
Let's do it.
You got 4 or 5 minutes max. Let's do it. Jackson.
I'll take 2 minutes. How's that? Huh?
Something wrong with your audio, Jack?
You're
Is it?
crispy.
Can't hear me.
Nah, it's good now. It's good.
Nah,
It's
you're good now. You're all right now.
How you going, fellas? Good to see everybody
mate.
again.
Good, mate. You?
And I just want to say that the AFL, the official site on Facebook is absolutely on fire. But I'll tell you what, when we lose, they're as quiet as a mouse. All this crap that they're. I mean, I follow the twos, as some of you guys know, and I watched Hudson the last few weeks, and I'll tell you right now, he'll get dropped next week.
Why?
He'll get. That's just the way the club works. That's how they roll, right?
Okay, we'll come again.
Back in. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to take out a
Well,
big
no,
man.
they're saying Mackay's out for weeks.
Who? Mackay?
Yeah, they're saying that he might not play next week.
Break a nail.
Broke his vagina.
But that's the way that's just the way the club rolls. That's just the way it is. So that's the way I see it. But You know, it was a good debut by the young fella. You know, he's a big boy.
Mm.
And see you later, Pitto. Pitto's finished anyway. So next year he'll be probably our number one ruck. TDK will go. Got to start putting these kids. Got to start playing all these kids, mate. You know, enough of this ratio and this garbage. You know, I mean, half the side. If you look at it realistically, half the side is not the future.
Mm.
You know.
Mm.
You've got players that are getting older as well. So I mean, but all these people on social media on the Carlton side making, oh, where's all the Motlop haters now? I mean, give me a spell. The fuck out of here. You know, I mean, he's played 2 good games in over 50.
100%.
2 good games in over 50. He's been gifted games every week. While you got players in the twos who are performing, all right, and they don't get it. I mean, you know, they'll put a debutant here and there, and then they drop him the next week or whatever they do, right? So this is the way the club rolls.
Jack, I got a question for you. Since you watch the twos regularly, right?
Yeah, I like to see the kids. I like to see the kids, mate.
Yeah. How far do you think Moyer is?
Oh, he's way off, mate. He to me, I watch the way he moves and everything. He'll come up with a goal here and there, you know, he'll pop up, but he's lazy. He's a lazy player.
Mm.
He just doesn't run.
I've heard that.
I can't see. I mean, look, I know Motlop's gifted games, but there's no way that you can put Moyer in the side.
Mm.
You know, you'll be two short men down with Motlop. You can't. I'm using a M8 mixer, John. Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah,
I just spitting out facts, random facts.
He's asked me a question in the chat. Andy, I'm still going to come and see you, brother. Don't worry.
Anytime, bro. Anytime. I've got a question for you just quickly before we let you go.
Moyer plays in slow motion.
Nice.
He runs up and down in the one spot.
Just quickly, Jack, before we let you go.
Yeah.
Give me 3 names to watch in the VFL who are going to make it. Who you think are 100%.
Well, Hudson O'Keefe would have been my first pick because I've been on him. Like I said, he's a big boy. You know, he's tough. You know, doesn't shirk an issue, as you saw. He can take a grab. It's just a pity he didn't kick that goal. I think they've got to kind of give Harry Lemmy a go because he's been playing well in the twos and he's been kicking goals. I would have loved to see McMahon, but he's gone to Essendon now. You know, he was another guy I was following. Billy Wilson's another one.
Yeah.
You know,
what about the Campo boys? Are they any good?
Ben's better.
Too early, bro. Too early.
Okay.
I think they need more time. It's just too early. But you know, if you watch them, you'll know what I mean. You know, Ben Kemperelli's disposal's not the best. You know, it's a skill coming down to skill level yet again. So let them stay in the twos for a year or two or whatever. You know, let them build up a bit in that. So, but they're probably 3 that you know. There's some AFL, VFL listed players. I'd love to see is, you know, obviously AFL listed, but unfortunately you can't. But I think I know he's a big guy and he's a forward, but they got to just give him one game, just so he gets the experience. Give Lemmy a game. Just give him a game. What have we got to lose?
No, you're right.
Who are you dropping for him though?
Well, that's just the thing, isn't it? McGovern. Why is he getting the game? Tell me.
Because McGovern's playing back. You've either got to drop Harry or Charlie.
I'd fuck McGovern off and I'd bring in O'Farrell and be done with McGovern. Done.
Well, there you go. See, that's what was. Well, O'Farrell, yes, correct. Yeah, I mean, a backman for a backman. But
what we'll do, we'll bring in a forward and play him in the back line, say he's no good, and then drop him.
Well, that's what they do. I mean, they've been doing it over the last few years. But Charlie Curnow, one of the laziest players I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's all right him celebrating with the crowd when he kicks a goal. Where is he after quarter time every game?
Yeah.
Where is he?
100%.
I mean,
100%.
don't they get into his head? Don't the look? I can go on all night about Jordan Russell. I mean, that guy there is an absolute flog. How they got that guy back to that club as a forwards coach is destroyed the forward line.
Mm.
He was an average player, Jordan Russell, average, and yet he's the forwards. I mean, anyway, I'm going to go. Let someone else come up. Thanks for having me on the panel. I will catch up with
Thank you, Jack.
Andy.
Yes, anytime, my friend.
Thanks, Jack.
Have a good night.
Appreciate it. Thank
See
you.
you. Who we got next?
Morris, welcome.
Hi,
Morris.
how are you?
Good
What's
mate,
going on,
yourself.
mate?
Yeah, not bad.
Thanks for jumping on, mate. Have a good night.
Thanks, Carl. Carl, you're still dirty because your darling Adam Sardbook came out wearing long sleeves after half
My
time.
cute baby.
Yeah.
Hey, he was one of our best, mate. He was one of our
Yeah.
best. Where was
Not while
fucking
he was-
Horatio Fantasia?
Hey,
Fucking
not-
thinking about pizza and pasta and fucking
Hey,
cannolis and shit.
Not while he was wearing those long sleeves.
That's all right.
On a serious note, I ran this exercise with you today, Andy. Yeah. So just guys, simple yes or no's. Is Sam Walsh going to get better? No. There's a motive behind all of
I
this.
said no. I said no.
No.
I
Charlie,
can't see it either.
All right. Is Charlie going to get better?
No.
No, fuck no.
Is Harry going to get better?
50-50 for me.
No.
Is Wiedering
He's
going to get any
28
better?
years old.
And these questions aren't saying that these players are shit either. Is Wiedering going to get better?
He's
Yes,
at his
sir.
cap, bro.
Peak.
No,
Yes.
I think
Cripps going to
Weeders.
get better? Cripps
No,
going to
fuck
get
no.
better?
No.
TDK?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think so. I think he's maxed out. This is
Nah,
a
I
prime.
think
So-
TDK is-
25, 26
That-
years old, prime.
So that's your stars. They're all your stars there that we need to bring us to glory, to lift that.
But
club,
are
right?
they? Are they our stars, or do we just
No,
think that?
but that's why. But that's what
That's
the
what he's saying. That's the point.
salary.
They're the
cap
salary.
is-
They're the salary
That's the salary
dictates
cap
that.
dictating.
Yeah.
If everyone allowed me to sack Brad Lloyd and fill that and fill that position, okay, I'd make hard calls. Yeah, I'd TDK, love you, see you later. All right. I've been banging on about Hudson O'Keefe for over a year. Pure footballer. I would get rid of Charlie. All right. One, you got a little bit more value from him than Harry. But I do think that when Harry's playing as a sole forward and Charlie's not, all right, we're a much better side. If you go back to the Geelong game this year, one thing that I noticed that hasn't been picked up in the second half, Charlie spent massive stints on the bench, and they were close to 10 minutes each quarter. And I found it a little bit, hey, but in those stints, we actually were featuring pretty well. I would, as I was saying, sack Charlie. You'd get 2 first rounders for Charlie, right? You'd get a compo for TDK. I'd put Walsh on the table and try and get 2. That's 5 first round. That's 5 first round picks. All right.
See, but hang on. See, this is where I disagreed with you, right?
Yeah. But can I finish? Can I finish?
Yeah, go.
I'll
go.
be 2 seconds.
Yeah.
With those draft picks, I'd utilize them and try and go and get a Bobby Hill-like type. I would implement and try and either split one of them to bring in more youth and bring in another Jagger. Okay? We're going to get Cody Walker in the NGA in 2 years' time. Harry Dean's son's a Jet. Apparently, Gresham's brother in the NGA is also a freak. Okay? So we're not a rebuild, we're a reset. Collingwood's done it. Hawthorn's done it. You can do it in 1 or 2 years, right? Our players are mentally weak, all right? And these players at the top that we all idolize and forget that we should love the jumper and not the player, all right, aren't there to take us, okay? And the biggest thing that I talk to a lot of supporters about, how many times have we been 15 points down with 10 minutes to go? And there's no grit. There's no determination. Yeah?
Mm.
It's done. Andy, we both watched at your shop. In 3 minutes, Collingwood nearly pinch a 3-goal defeat against
Wasn't
Geelong.
even 3 minutes. It was like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crisp after the siren.
Yeah.
We can't do that. We were 12 points up against Essendon with about, I don't know, maybe 8 minutes to go or something. Had Essendon hit the lead,
Done.
let's say by 2 points, that's it.
That's game over.
Goals.
Yeah, game over.
That's what happened in Sydney. Remember Sydney?
Yeah.
Exactly what happened in Sydney.
Exactly, yeah. What are your thoughts on that? Would you go down that line?
I wouldn't gut that many players.
I would. I
just think you can't get rid of. But how many players? How many players are you getting rid of? Just the 2?
No,
3.
I'm getting rid of TDK, Walsh, and Charlie.
Yep.
Nah, that's to me. That's you can't. To me, that's rebuild.
Andy, it's not a rebuild because
But
you're using 5 picks, all right? And with 2 of them, you might turn around and say, "Hey, you know what?" And Isaac Rankin.
Where are the 5 picks coming from?
Well, you're gonna get 2 from Charlie, 2 for Charlie.
But you just told me, and everybody's been saying that he's lazy and he's shit. So how's he worth 2 first-rounders now? He's either, and this is what I said to you earlier, and this is where I disagreed.
But the competition still think, hey, you know what? Let's say like a Sydney. Hey, we're good enough to get the best out of you.
And I agree with that. I don't think we're looking at Charlie at a deep enough level. I think the way that we want Charlie and Mackay to play is not to their strengths. Putting the ball constantly on top of their head is making them look like the shittest key forwards in the game, and they're not. And that's why I think a Sydney or a Hawthorn or anyone else who is able to kick to a lead and with some level of precision will get the best out of Charlie Curnow. I don't think we can.
But
where's the lead? Where's the lead? But we don't give a lead.
But even on that, I agree with you guys 100%. Right? Charlie's a vice captain, and he's and he's in the leadership group, right? When do you turn around, all right, and turn around to the Motlops and the Durtons and the Fantasias? When I'm going up for a mark, if you're not at my feet, or instead of flying on top of my back, you're not playing next week. Do it again. You do it 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But Collingwood, Pendlebury and Sidebottom, they demand that.
Yeah, but bro, look who you're comparing.
If you don't toe the line, but you know what? You got to draw the line somewhere, yeah? And that's why these players, they laugh at each other.
Because the issue is not the players. We can go out and swap 20 fucking players. The issue is the club, bro. I'm sick of hearing about these players.
I know that. But you know what? The reality is, and I've been on here and I've spoken about the board and that many times. The reality is, it's impossible to eliminate the board.
Yes, I get that.
All right. How many coaches are we going to go through?
Yeah, but bro, wait, sorry. Just on that.
Yep.
We need a coach with premiership experience with this list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro, because we're in positions. We're getting in positions to win games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when opposition coaches wrestle that back, we don't have a tactician good enough to wrestle it back.
Our coach.
We need a killer instinct coach. We need a coach that's able to say, hang on a sec, this is what they're doing. This is what we need to do.
Yep.
We haven't got that. Voss hasn't got that in him. Voss couldn't coach at Brisbane. He went and was assistant coach at a preliminary final specialist with Ken Hinkley, and then we've got him. Bro, he's not a good coach. He's not a good coach. Any coach that sits there, bro, scratches his head when you're 60-0 down in a final should never coach another game again. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, our assistants are no good.
All of them, bro.
Yeah.
All of them.
Because a lot in today's football, they're held responsible for a lot of what you're talking about, not the head coaches. The head coaches are delegators.
Well, then whoever's responsible, bro, sack them.
Yeah,
and I'd be working on that coach's box before I'm getting rid of Charlie Curnow, before I'm getting rid of Sam Walsh.
Oh, yeah, and
give it time with a better coach, with a better system. Get a system around them, bro. But you put Charlie Curnow in a good fucking team. Put Charlie Curnow in Hawthorn. Put Charlie Curnow in Collingwood. Put Charlie Curnow in Brisbane. Bro, you'll kick 100 goals.
But you want to know why?
Because the system works.
No, because you put Charlie Curnow in the Collingwood side with his attitude and see how.
But
long
is it? Look, this is the thing that fucks me. Is it Charlie Curnow's attitude's the issue, or is it because he just gets away with it and just does what the fuck he wants? No one tells him otherwise.
Exactly.
Why?
Exactly.
Because today, you know what happened today? Today he was having coffees with Priestley and the rest of them because they're mates.
Yeah, that's fine because he can get away with it. At Collingwood, he fucking won't. He'll be told what he needs to do,
But that's
and then
what
he'll be
I'm saying.
told how to run his show.
At Collingwood, he'll try at the start.
Because the system, bro. But there's a system.
And then he'll get dropped if he doesn't change.
If he doesn't do it. Which is why I think before you get rid of these people, bring some people in who can maybe delegate better, who can maybe take responsibility a bit more serious. Not seriously. I'm sure they take their position serious. Just people who are better at their jobs. That's it. Before we gut the list. Because don't get me wrong, we lose TDK, we lose Charlie Curnow, we lose Sam Walsh. Brother, we're gutting the list. That is a rebuild. That is absolutely a rebuild.
But you don't do that, bro. Are we going to be having the same conversation next year?
Maybe
mid-season.
I'll argue that.
You know what? If we get another coaching system and give them 2 years with this playing list, and I know 2 years is a waste, this, that, but if we don't try that first, then, and let's just say they still hold currency. Sam Walsh will still hold currency in 2 years, right? TDK is going this year, but whatever. Let's just say we were in 2 years from now with a different list. I'd say, you know what? We've tried it. We've tried and it didn't work. So let's trade them. It's a risk either way, but I think risk on the side of caution.
Yeah,
you know, you don't want to gut the list and then it's inevitable that Voss or his coaching staff are going to go as well. So like I feel like it's either one or the other. I don't think we'll do both.
But it's not his coaching list. And the other thing that boggled me, where Voss came to the club as senior coach with a full list of assistants. It's unheard of.
Yeah.
I've listened to many senior coaches outside, and they all tell you that they bring their team with them. It might not be all of them. What are your thoughts on, I got told 2 months ago, and I didn't speak.
Make it quick, please, Morris. I've got a few people waiting.
Yeah, I didn't think much of it because, you know, rumours. But then 2 weeks ago, you hear that Port Adelaide and Ken Hinkley's ready to walk away if it needs be and give full control to Josh Carr and resign and walk out the doors of Port Adelaide, right? I got told 2 months ago that Ken Hinkley's already signed, sealed, and delivered at Carlton as like a director of coaching above. Voss is still head coach.
Yeah, and if we do that, that's an abomination because all you're doing is just getting more from Port Adelaide. We are Port Adelaide 2.0. That's all we are right now.
If that happens, Mus will cancel his membership. And I don't
100%. It's almost done anyway. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. And regarding, before I go, guys, regarding the VFL, Moyer's done. See you later. Lemmy is a dud. The only ones that will make it, Billy Wilson's not going to make it.
Yeah, I don't reckon.
You got the Lucas boys. Well, O'Keefe, I've been
Camperelli.
banging on about. The Camperelli boys. O'Farrell is a
We already
shoo-in.
saw good things from him.
Yeah,
Put him in for
yeah.
one game, then fucking drop him.
Yeah.
Standard.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Carlton
and
things.
that's about it. You got Matthew Hodgson, that's on the VFL list that they're kind of spruiking a little bit about, but realistically, that's about it. But my word is that Moya's gone at the end of the year. Won't be on the list.
Nice.
Very
All
interesting.
right, boys.
Nice.
Thanks, Morris.
pleasure.
Thanks, Morris. All the
Chat
best,
to you.
bro.
Cheers,
See you, man.
guys.
Interesting talking points.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
discussion there, though. Good discussion. Next up, Johnny Holden.
There he is.
Johnny fucking Holden.
Hey boys, how are you? Haven't seen you, Andy. Congratulations on the engagement, buddy.
Thank you, my friend.
Mate.
Appreciate it. How was your holiday?
Awesome. Best 3 weeks ever. I
nice.
didn't miss the football at all. So it was really, really good. But
Very good.
I just want to, I would disagree with Morris, probably about 95% of that. We go Carlton, Curnow and Sammy Walsh. That's like you said, Andy, that's almost like a rebuild, not a reset. You don't get rid of a key forward like Curnow. Personally, I would be waiting to see what Graham Wright does with the coaching panel. We know Voss is a people person. He's not a tactician coach. That's why they employed Ash Hansen. He's the brains behind it all, apparently. He'd be one of the first ones I'd be moving on and getting someone else. It's easy to replace a coach. It's hard to find an 80-goal kicking forward. They just don't exist. If they did, every side would have 1 or 2. So you don't go getting rid of that. You go changing that head coach, the guy who's doing all the tactical stuff, being Hansen, and get someone in there with a little bit of experience, maybe a few other assistants. Now, regardless of whether they're shit players or not, I can tell you right here and now, most of the players, most of the senior coaches who won premierships were shit ordinary players. They weren't champions. You could name 5 champion coaches that have won premierships in the last 100 fucking years. They don't exist.
Yeah.
They're battlers. They're back pocket battlers or half-back flankers who make the best coaches because they've had to work hard. They know what it takes to take that next step. Champions, it comes natural to them. So they don't know what hard work is because they're naturally gifted. The hard-working battler knows what it takes to get out there every single week to push the envelope, to take that extra step, that extra training step to get to that point. Champions don't. It comes natural. They think it comes natural. Charlie Curnow, he's a natural. He's got no hard work ethic in him at all. We've all discussed it. The guy's the laziest person on the field. If it doesn't get delivered to him like he wants, he gives up. I think a new coach and a bit of a shake-up might sort of pull him in the line because at the moment, like you guys have said, he seems to walk his own walk. He gets away with whatever he wants. You go getting someone else in there who different game plan. I've been watching football 50 odd years, mate. We have the most crowded forward line. You cannot, he's a leading forward. He's not a strong man. His strength is his leap and his speed. He's got no room to fucking move. You watch our forward setup, we flood the forward line. Now, if that's Hansen, Voss, or if it's Jordan, it's not Jordan Russell, I can tell you now, because they were doing it. They've been doing it since Teague. They were doing it in Bolton's days. They flood the forward line. They hack kick it on top of their heads, like you guys have been saying about his strength is he's a leading forward. Stop putting it on his fucking head. Put it out in front of him. He gets 9 out of 10 of them all the time. You go get a different coach in there who goes, okay, boys, stop flooding the forward line, leave it open, let him run into space. We might have half a chance. Now, like I said, it's easier to get rid of coaches. You can move coaches around in the group. Like you got 5 coaches. Halfway through the season, you go, Andy, right, you shit at forward, coach. Carl, I want you forward. Andy, go in the mid. Moose, go down back. You change it around, blah, blah, blah. You can do that in a coaching group through the season. So you can make changes. bit hard to make changes in a group, in a team, when you can't. If you don't have players, you can't just make players. We all talk about Jesse Motlop. Now, I'm one of his biggest detractors, but to sort of say, fuck him off, get rid of him, who are you going to replace him with? Francis Evans? Like, come on. Like, you've got to, it's not like we can just go, oh, let's go get Cozzy Pickett in June this year. It doesn't happen. You can only replace a player with who we've got. And unfortunately, we don't have forward pocket players or small forwards. We've tried to get as many as we can. We've got about 5 on our list, and they just don't grow on trees. And this is where people don't understand the system. Oh, why don't we just go and get this bloke? Where do you think they fucking are? They're not in the EDFL or in the VFA or in South Australia. If they were, they'd be on a list. So they're few and far between. You don't have that luxury like you used to be able to do. You've got one chance at the start of the year. Then you got another chance mid-season if you've got players who are injured. So your hands are limited. You can't draft up the VFL players unless they're being put up for promotion in the mid-season draft. So you're handcuffed to the system, unfortunately. You can't just sort of go, oh, let's get rid of Ashton Moyer and let's throw up a Billy Wilson and go and get a Cozzy Pickett. Do you think Melbourne are fucking stupid? Like, they're just going to look at us and go, are you kidding? You want us to give up Cozzy Pickett for these 2 bananas? They can't get a game in the seniors. But this is the mentality of some of the supporters. Why don't we offer 2 pieces of shit so someone gives us a million? Like, honestly, who does that? Like, it's not fucking AFL fantasy football. You can't just chop and change. There's a system in place. And like you said before, the easiest way, first and foremost, we know Graham Wright's going to come in and move the chess pieces. We know that. Yeah. He's made it damn clear. You don't get rid of your prime guns just yet. Like you said before, Andy, I'd wait a year or 2 to see what happens with a coaching group with what we got, because at the moment, we can play 3 quarters of football. Now, if we were that shit, you'd play 0 quarters of football. But we're almost there. We just don't have that finishing touch. Is that coaching? Is that player? Or is it 10% coaching, 5% player, 10% attitude, 15% skill? Because I don't care who you are. Doesn't matter what coach you are. I've seen our guys running out of forward line or running out of the back line, and kick it to a 3-on-1 contest. That's not coach directive. That's player fucking stupidity. I've seen players miss targets by 10 meters when they're out on their own. Now, you don't get to an AFL football side unless you know how to kick and to handball. I listen to a lot of other guys on like AFL 360s and people like this. You hear Luke Hodge. He constantly says about skills training. He was still doing skills training in Brisbane every week. In his last couple of years, he said, with the skills, you don't stop training your skills. Just go back to another sport, basketball, just for 5 seconds. Now, I grew up in the 80s basketball with Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, right? That era. Now, they would have 1,000 shots at basketball every day. And then Larry Bird would go, no, fuck it. I'm going to have 1,500 because I know Magic's going to do 1,000 shots today. I'm going to do 1,500 so I can be better than him. And vice versa. You look at golf pros, your Tiger Woods and all these guys, they're hitting 1,000 balls a day. Our guys, no. Don't
even rock up to the game.
The skills are hardly there anymore. It's like you're 18, you learn how to play football, you can kick, you can handball, you get to the AFL system, they forget to train you. Yeah. Now, we've got 2 of the best skills coaches that ever played the game. One's Greg Williams and the other one's Luke Power. Now, they're also 30 years out of the system. We need to get some more younger, fresh out of the game as skills coaches to teach them how to play, year 2000 or 2020 football, not 1985 football with Greg Williams and
different game.
Power.
Yeah.
It's 100% a different game plan. I know the skills are basic, but the game style and the speed of it and the power running. You watch how quick a player can close a gap now. Like they're 15, 20 meters in the clear, and within 3 steps, the gap is closed. So that skill that they had in the 80s, because they're a little bit slower, is non-existent now. So I'd be looking at coaching and stuff like that before I looked at champion players moving on. As for TDK, I love the guy. I reckon he's an absolute superstar, but not for 1.7. I'd be offering him.
Yeah.
I'd be looking at, going, you can go because we've got Hudson. We've got Pitto, worst case. Even throwing Harry in the ruck occasionally because he seems to grow an extra foot when he's in the ruck because he's getting his hand on the ball and he's being productive. You watch him when he plays, when he's in the ruck, he actually grows a step because he's out playing football, not stuck at centre-half forward, getting people jumping on the top of his head. So I'd be looking at investing that money and keeping the group together, like the Geelong motto. You don't want to be paying players 1.7 when everyone else is on $700,000, $800,000 a year. Because I can tell you now, I know this through other players that I know. It's like, you're on 1.7, you get the fucking ball. I'm on 700 grand. You want me to pay your mortgage? You get the bloody thing. And that's their attitude. You keep them all around the same paycheck, then it's, hey, I'm getting it because you're getting it because he's getting it and we're all on the same money. You don't mind sharing the love. But when you've got 1 or 2 players who are so highly paid, they have an attitude of, you get the ball. You're the one getting the money. You go get dirty. You go get your knees scraped. You go do this. And I grew up with a lot of the ex-footballers through the industry I work with, and that's how they think and that's how they act. So I wouldn't be giving him the money. I'd be keeping the group together nice and tight and maybe offer that money out to is it Zach Butters or Zach, is it Butters or the other one who wants Rosie, who wants to come home?
Butters.
Maybe you want to coach him. Or you never know you're going to get him, but you can always go, look, how about you want to come, you want to be a part of this? It's, like you
sell
said,
them the dream.
I'd be looking at 100%. Like we're not that far off it. If we were completely shit, we'd be sitting at the bottom of the ladder with 1 win, 2 wins. But we are just about every single game this year, we've been either in front at halftime or thereabouts come 3/4 time. And then we fall away for the last bit. So if we were completely shit, we wouldn't even get to that point. You know what I mean? So we do have the ability. We do have something there. But we just need a little bit more. And I've always said it. It's the players. I've always said it. You go back, have a look at Terry's old stuff. I've said it way back. 2026, 27 is when we will find when these boys are more experienced. The baggage that we had from Kane Liddell and Stephen Silvani, the world's greatest fucking talent scout recruiter, fucking spastic. Sorry. You go back and have a look at who he drafted and who he traded. Besides that 2015 draft, he got nothing right. And I mean nothing. Right? Go back and study it. Like I've studied it to the shit.
Exactly.
He done nothing. And all he did was go, and his attitude was, let's go get some injured players who are not being picked up because of injury and hope that we can get their body right. Jack Martin, Caleb Marchbank, and all these other bananas that we had, Cunningham. He got them because they were cheap, thinking if they can get their body right, we've got a bargain. And you buy injured players, you're going to get crap. So, McGovern's, yes, not Sard, McGovern, Williams. I love Zach Williams. I really do. For 15 minutes because the other 105 minutes he's on the bench with the fucking ice pack on his calf. So let's be honest. He's no good to us. Ange Christou's more value because at least he can make a coffee and serves good food. Zach Williams does none of that. So that's my 2 cents worth anyway, boys.
Thank you, John.
Are you guys going next week to Sporting Globe?
I'm not sure. I might. I got the day off, so I might head down. I should be able
If you
to.
do, I'll catch you up there. If not,
Done.
enjoy the night, and I'll talk to you when I see you.
Appreciate
See
you
you,
coming on,
Johnny.
John.
See you,
Cheers,
mate.
mate. See ya.
I could listen to John talk all night.
Very wise words. He's spot on, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bit of truth to that.
Mm.
Hey, boys.
Only Carlton.
Mr. Happy.
Yeah.
This guy was the happiest person yesterday.
I wanted to punch
Yeah,
my phone.
I hate the Bombers, bro. I hate them. I'm just glad we won. All right.
But your stories
Don't make 'em-
pissed me off. I was
Yeah.
pissed off looking at your stories, bro.
Look, bro, you got to be happy at some point. We've been so shit all year. You got to take what you can get. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're
That's
starving.
true. That's true.
Look, if we start trading out players like some people are saying, if we start saying, oh, Walsh, get the fuck out, TDK, get the fuck out, bro, we might as well just rebuild then. Because our premiership window is what? Another 2-3 years? All our players are getting old. Cripps is like 30. Weeder's like 27, 26. Well, like McGovern's like 35. McGovern needs to go at the end of this year. I don't know
Yeah,
what
he's
he
rubbish.
does.
I
I don't know what. We chucked him forward. He's playing the deepest forward. I'm watching him. He's right in front of me in that first quarter. He's not doing anything. He's standing there with his hands on his hips. He's looking at the architecture of the MCG like he's never fucking been there.
The thing that fucks me is you spoke about McGovern playing deepest forward, and we're speaking about Charlie and trading him and all the rest of it. We're not playing to his strengths. He should be the deepest forward, and everyone get the fuck out of the 50. That's it.
100%. Because he's dangerous, bro. Like one-on-one, he's either going to get on a lead in the market or the defender's going to hold him. He'll get a free kick. Like he used to in 2023.
Yep.
When he would get on the... I don't know. Charlie as well. He's just fucking... He's like complacent. He doesn't care. Like he's... And it's sort of on him, but it's on the coaching staff as well. I don't think they demand enough of him. I think he goes out there, gets his 2 to 3 goals where he kicks them in one quarter and then goes to the rest of the fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at the Coleman ladder, he's like 8th or something. And all the supporters like, nah, he's 8th in the Coleman, he's having a good year. He's not having a good year at all. This is one of his worst years at the club.
Yep.
And like a lot of our players can hide behind stats, like a lot of them. Like Motlop actually had a good game. I'll talk about him later. I know, yeah. But like who
This
else?
guy's got a Motlop apology form, bro. But I'm gonna
No,
delete
I
you off
don't. No,
Instagram,
no,
bro.
He's got a Motlop
I'm gonna
poster
fucking
behind him.
delete you, bro.
Look, even with Motlop, look, he's been shit all year, yeah? How shit can someone be when he plays an average game, the entire fan base gets up and goes, legacy game, including me. I'll put myself in there. He kicked that first goal. I went bananas, bro. I was in the Essendon cheer squad. I went to all of us. You let Jesse Motlop kick a goal on you. You guys are shit, bro.
This guy's trolling the opposition.
I feel like
Yeah.
Mollop's in the bedroom with him.
Motlop's got a gun behind him.
Say some shit.
But how old are you again?
19.
You're young, yeah?
19.
19. Bro, let me tell you something. You got another, 20 years almost, bro, to catch up to the amount of misery that we hold, bro. The amount of misery and resentment we hold. You're still optimistic. You still think, no, we'll see a flag. But when I was 19, I thought, fuck, bro, by the time I'm 30, I'll see 2 flags. Surely.
Easy.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Oh, bro.
Look, like the talk about trading Charlie and Harry as well. I don't think that's our issue. Do we really think that's our biggest issue? If you get rid of Charlie tomorrow, like let's say we get rid of him, or even next year, at the end of next year, who are we going to get in to fill that void? Because if it's just Harry, he's going to come up the ground, right?
We're fucked if Charlie goes.
Who's going to kick our goals? Who's going to be
Jesse
that
Motlop.
presence in the forward line? Jesse Motlop, yeah, tallest man.
Matty always.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Matty always.
With TDK, we trade him. We're not winning a premiership with Hudson O'Keefe and Harry Mackay playing interchanging rucks. We're not doing that. We're not going to win a premiership doing that.
That's true.
TDK, look, I don't know about you guys. What's your thoughts on his game yesterday?
I thought he's my, like,
His
I'll
last
just give you
quarter
a spoiler. I'll give you a spoiler.
He's
He's going to get my 3 votes for the game. I thought he was best on ground for us.
He was.
Who's that?
100% he was.
Tom Laconi.
TDK.
He was. He got 29 touches, 43 hitouts. I know he's playing against Todd Goldstein, who's like 57 years old.
He's
But-
Yeah,
good
he
at
played against Peter Wright as well. Peter Wright went up in the ruck as well.
Yeah, he helped in the
Yeah.
back line.
Mhm.
He had a lace out kick. I think he hit McGovern, and then McGovern hit someone else. He had 10 score involvements. Like as a ruckman, bro, I think we take it for granted that we have a ruckman that can get 20 to 25 touches, 30 touches even, gets involved, gets handballs. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of ruckmen that don't do that. Like Pitternet, when I watch Pitternet play against Sydney, I can't say what I wanted to say because I don't want to get you guys demonetized. But bro,
They're
I never
different
want to
style
see that can't play
ruckman.
again.
Different style ruckman, but Pitternet's
Yeah,
an authentic.
TDK's all over.
You know, TDK is not your typical ruckman.
What's
he's
Pitternet?
He's a one of those fucking, what are they? The
What do you
old
call it?
school-
Authentic what?
not authentic.
Authentic
fucking-
leather couch. That's what he is. That's all. That's the only authenticity to Pitternet, cuz.
He's your he's a leather couch. Actually,
Well,
leather's
like,
probably a bit of a stretch, bro. It's worth a bit.
He's probably that what's it, faux
Vinyl.
leather?
But O'Keefe
Synthetic.
coming in tells you something, though, yeah? It tells you
Yeah.
Tom the Koning's gone and Pitto's no good.
Well, that too. That too.
Well, that tells me that Pitto's no good, and it also tells me that they got no faith in Lemmy.
Yeah.
That's what I got out of it.
Have you seen Lemmy play, though?
A
I know
little
he's
bit.
kicking a few goals here and there, but
Saw him a bit in
he's-
Sydney.
he's not even VFL standard. That's my opinion.
Really?
Yeah,
He's
I
all
don't
right.
rate him.
He's not that good.
Nah, I reckon he's no good. You put him in the AFL, who wouldn't have a clue?
Well,
He didn't navigation to get around the ground. That's my opinion. I reckon he's trash.
No, spot on. Yeah, even if you watch his highlights, bro, when he kicked 7 against Southport or something, they were just average goals. I don't know who he's playing on. He's playing on some plumber, bro. Like that's not an AFL player.
oh, bro.
But Hudson
How's
O'Keefe,
things?
bro, he's a star. I saw Carl say he's a star. Don't drop him in the comment section on some post. We're gonna drop him. Knowing this club,
Yeah, 100%.
we're gonna drop him.
100%.
But he had 5 contested marks in his debut. It has to be some sort of record.
He's a big boy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got some size on him.
He looks AFL ready, and it's his first
And he's
game.
quick.
We should be playing him over McGovern. Drop McGovern tomorrow.
Yeah, bro.
You really don't like McGovern, huh?
The thing is, McGovern isn't that bad, right? Like he's like a
Nah, he's pretty
5
bad,
out of 10
bro.
player.
He's pretty bad,
because we're
yeah.
paying him like $1 million a year. You said it like I don't know,
Yeah.
ages ago. You said he's the
He's on,
biggest
like-
thief on the list. He is.
Yeah.
What does he do?
Yeah.
You want to talk about trading players because of salary cap limit? We got players like McGovern on 850. We got Zach Williams, who's a good player, but he plays 1 week in every month. He's on
Hey.
like 850.
I fucking love Zach Williams, man.
We look so much better with him on the side.
Bro.
We do.
Carl,
We
yeah,
do.
Carl, you were saying it too
Yeah.
the last night. What do you guys think of? What do you guys think of his celebration before he kicked it?
I loved it.
Yeah,
Same.
that's heck.
Big
We need
It
fan.
would have been the most embarrassing thing
If we
ever if we lost, but we didn't. So, yeah, I don't know. I loved it.
The way
I
he
loved
ran
it.
onto that ball, he's so quick. Why does he run like that when he has to lay a tackle?
Yeah, I don't know.
He runs
point.
one way. He doesn't run the other way.
Yep. It's half our list, well, more than half our list is like that. The thing is, you talk
Yeah.
about Williams, looking good and all the rest of it, but so did fucking Jack Martin when he was on the pitch. He looked even better.
Yeah, when he played, yeah.
Yeah, well, Jack Martin was one of the reasons why we made it
Yep.
as far as we did
Yeah,
in
that-
2023.
yeah, that final
It's no
series.
coincidence he comes in, plays
And then we're on.
consistently,
Yep.
and we're on. Yeah, bro. Yeah. How's Instagram going, bro? You still killing it?
Yeah, I'm getting
Always
getting-
killing it, bro. Always
Jesse
killing it.
Motlop photo did well. Apologies, I wasn't familiar with your game.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'm like fuming after the game. I get home, I'm like angry. I jump on Instagram. I see you all happy and shit, bro. I was like, nah, not tonight, bro.
Bro, I was out till 2:30. I was blasting the Carlton music in my streets. My neighbors hate me, bro.
Oh, to be young again, man. To be young again. All right, cuz. Thank you for joining us.
All good. Thanks for having me on. I love
Have a
this
good
show.
one,
I
my
love
bro.
this show so much, boys. Real shit. My
Appreciate you,
favorite.
bro. Appreciate everything
good
you
night,
do
man.
for us as well.
Hey, bro.
Everyone, if you're watching, if you got Instagram, hit up Only Carlton on Instagram and TikTok. They're your two main places, yeah?
Yeah.
Done. Appreciate it, bro.
See you, bro. Have a good night.
See you,
See you,
boys.
brother.
Good night.
All right, one more. Who do we have here? Aiden, going on?
Why is Carl laughing?
Here we go. Here we go.
Because you're trouble, bro. You're trouble.
Uh,
going
To
on?
be
I
honest,
got
I
the
didn't
lights
really
off in
watch
the bedroom. What were you doing there, mate?
Huh?
Lights
What?
off. What were you doing in the bedroom?
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Nah,
What do you think of the game?
fuck. Oh, I mean, we won, but the way that we won was terrible. I knew when we were up by 40 points, I had no confidence that we would able to sustain that lead, to be honest with you. Like, I already knew. And I'm sure you guys did as well. But, yeah, it's the same old every week. We do well for a quarter, and then we think that the game's done, and then they go into fifth gear, and then once a team like Essendon last night came back, they just decided to turn up the heat again in the fourth quarter. So
Wait, this is my favorite. You're a vampire, cuz. Oh, shit.
no, I'm saving on electricity. That's why.
He can't use his phone and turn the light on at the same time.
Carlton membership's got to him.
Yeah, actually, that's 100 bucks.
Hey, you know what pissed me off, bro? As soon as we won, these blokes, let's capitalize on our members 20% off the store. That
Yeah.
cooked me. Did you get the emails?
What'd you
Yeah,
buy?
Yeah.
Nothing, bro.
Hey, I like
I'm
those
not buying
Guernseys,
nothing.
Mark. I like those
Oh,
Guernseys.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty nice.
The blue out
Buy
ones,
anything
or whatever they are.
Yeah, I kind of blocked the club's email as well because I don't like their business
Yeah.
advertisement on stuff. But yeah, a couple of people talk about trading players like Charlie and Walsh. I don't think you can trade Charlie or Walsh. I think they're too valuable. As lazy as Charlie has seemed to be recently, I feel like with a different coach or coaches, I feel like we'd get the best out of them, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's why I'm going to
Shout out, Uncle Sam.
That's why I'm going to cancel my membership next year because I can't afford my electricity. But yeah, as I said, I feel like with better coaches, I feel like we'd get the best out of this playing group. I don't know if you guys agree or not, but that's what I feel because I feel like with Voss, he's too friendly with the whole playing group. Like he's too matey. Like I feel like they respect him, but I don't feel like they respect him to a point where I feel like it's just all friendly, matey, and all that like job for the boys kind of shit. And yeah, that's why like I don't know. Apparently he won't be moving on next year. Apparently they're going to be changing like the assistants around him, but I think they're going to keep him on. And if that's the case, then that's kind of a risk because if you look at this playing list, like they're starting to get older, and you can't really waste this list. Like if I'm being honest with you, I would personally get rid of him, bring in a Longmire who has got that premiership in him, even though that was like 1,500,000 years ago. But he's proved that he can make grand finals, and he's a winning coach. Like he got Sydney first, and all right, they got belted in the grand final, but they were consistent in playing finals for a couple of decades or so. But yeah, I feel like this group needs a new coach because I feel like some of them are comfortable with where they're at, especially Charlie. Like he tends to turn up in the first quarter and then he just goes missing after that. Gets his 2 goals, and then if things doesn't go his way, then he just can't be bothered. But I don't think that the solution is trading players. I feel like it's a whole collective board, coaches, head of footy, and yeah.
If it's your call right now, what's the first thing you're doing?
I'll definitely change head of football. I think that
Brad Lloyd.
Yeah, because he's been there for way too long.
Yeah.
6-7 years now. We've seen out 2-3 coaches,
Mhm.
and he survived nearly 700 reviews. So yeah, he's the first person that I'd let go. The assistant coaches, I will definitely let go. And then it's a 50-50 on Voss. So
What about players? If you had to get rid of 2 big name players, who are you getting rid of? If we're talking about trades and stuff earlier, if you had to pick 2,
And you can't say TDK.
yeah, because we know he's already gone.
yeah. I said before I want to keep Walsh, but if I had to be down to 2, I'll probably say Harry, because I feel like you can't play 2 key forwards in the modern game.
So you'd keep Harry over Charlie?
No, I'd get rid of Harry.
Sorry. You'd keep Charlie over Harry.
I'd keep Charlie because I feel like Charlie's just he's a better player, and depending on Walsh, like I said before, that I'd keep him, but apparently there's stuff going on that his back's like fully cooked and all that, and this is probably the best that we're going to get out of him. And if this is the best that we're going to get out of him, then you may as well just bank on him now, get the 2 first rounders and just run with it and potentially get a Zach Butters. Try and lure him out this year instead of next year. But those are the 2 that I'd let go and get the 3-4 picks and try and spend them on youth in the draft or get experienced players that could fill in holes that we have.
Yeah, I think something like that maybe needs to happen.
Yeah, I like it.
There's a lot of issues, but with last night's performance, I don't know what that means. I'm fearful because the coaches and the players seem to be really happy with that. I certainly wasn't, and I'm sure you guys weren't. But I have a bad feeling that we could potentially drop one of our next 2 games, and if that does happen, then I feel like the coach will probably be let go. But if we do somehow win our next 2 or 3 games, then we play tougher opposition, Collingwood, Brisbane, and a few others next. And how we are against top 4 teams and the way that we play, like, stark contrast. Like, we get pelted from pillar to post.
Well, if we can't beat these top 4 sides, there's no point being there anyway. So
yeah, I know.
Like the bottom 2?
No, I'm talking about like your Collingwood and Brisbane.
Just in
If
general.
you can't beat them, there's no point being there. You're just making up numbers then.
Yeah. But then again, like with our fixture, we can still make finals, but I don't have any confidence that we will. We probably will scrape in there, but will we do anything? Probably not.
Well, that's the question. Let's ask the question. Each one of you boys, yes or no? Will we make finals? Amar?
No.
Aiden?
No. But
Moose?
it wouldn't.
I don't even want to ask Moose. Moose?
Move along.
Carl?
Absolutely not. I said at the start of the year we won't make finals. I didn't think I said finish 12th or something. But no way.
I'll answer for George. He'll say yes.
George will say top 2 still.
I had a look at the fixture today. I'm gonna say no. Right? I'm just gonna say no. But I had a look at the fixture today. We're pretty lucky with the fixture, man.
Yeah, we've had
Pretty
it before.
lucky. Yeah, no. We're very
But
lucky.
this is where we let ourselves down.
Exactly.
Sure.
We didn't take advantage early on. And man, if we had won a few more games early on, we could rest players going into
Be
finals.
right up there.
And yeah, bro.
Yeah.
But now
Richmond Bulldogs, GWS Sydney, probably earlier. Let's say, Richmond and Bulldogs.
is there anybody in the chat that said yes? I'm just having
If we
a look.
won at least 2 of those games in our first 4, then we'd be probably in the top 8 right now. Or probably a game, out of the top 8. But I don't know. It's just
Shout out.
honestly and see.
Shout out Rocco Moro. Probably thought I was going to say yes. No, mate. I think we're done. Rocco
there's
came
no chance.
down.
There's no chance.
Let us know how you went, Rocco. At least you got to see a win. He came down and Rocco's from Perth. So he came down, watched the win, which would have been nice for him.
Very good.
Yeah, all good. Thanks, Aiden.
No, it's
Appreciate you, bro.
One last question. What do you guys think will happen rest of the season? Do you think we'll go on a winning run? Or do you think it will just be same old?
No,
Same old.
no.
I reckon we've got another maybe 4 or 5 wins in us.
If that.
Yeah.
I think we just missed finals by about 2 or 3 games, like 2 games. I think we'll be out of the 8 by 2 games. At the end of the year, I think we'll win a few. We will win a few. And I think it'll just be same old. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't think it'll be anything. Yeah.
Just Carlton things.
yeah. But
Ask
anyway,
Moss.
we just-
Moss, what do you think?
Hmm?
What do you think?
Big dumb guy, bro.
Moss doesn't think.
Fucking useless. Yeah.
Yeah, all good, Aiden.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Yeah.
you jumping on,
All
bro.
right, mate.
Yeah.
See you, mate.
Take
Cheers,
care,
Aiden.
brother. We're doing votes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do
do
it.
votes.
Let's rip through it.
Guys, drop your votes in the chat. Make sure you do all that. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our channel. If you're watching for the first time, there's 220 views. I don't know how many likes we're on. I think we're on like 80. Mate, get us to 100. Get us to 100 likes. And yeah, let's get into votes.
Let's do it.
Carl.
Keep it short and simple. One to Jack Silvani. He's fucking become a great asset in the back line.
Rock solid.
Rock solid yet. One to Jack. Two to Mr. I'm giving two to Sam Walsh. I know his ball use is not the greatest, but fuck, he had a lot of the ball yesterday. Just if he can fix that up, it'll be good. And yeah, three to Tom de Koning, man. I think Andy said earlier, just showing us what he can do.
Shong St Kilda, what he can do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna miss him. We're gonna miss him when he's gone, Mr. TDK.
Yep.
Moose.
Yeah, everyone's fucking all about Silvani all of a sudden. He's doing all right, but Nick Kane's had a better game.
Okay, so give him your vote. I don't know what he's telling us. It's just your opinion, mate.
I just hate, bro, how we have see one person just do what they're supposed to do, and then all of a sudden they're the best player in the world. Fucking does my head in. I'm giving no votes.
No
I'd love
vote.
to slap you, man. I'd love to slap you.
I'm going to give one to Saad. I think at important times he did important things. I'm going to give one to Saad. I'm going to give two to Akers because again,
Akers.
He was
Akers
fucking
had a good
shit.
game.
Akers
he was
kicked the
good.
goal
One
by
goal.
accident. Akers kicked the goal by accident. I swear he was trying to pass that.
Akers had a good game, bro. For me, I think he was at some good points in the game. Was really important. And without those two, we definitely don't get over the line.
I love Akers. I just think he's dropped off a lot.
He has absolutely, but
Yeah, he
I
has.
think he had a good game. I don't know what his numbers are doing, but I thought he had a good game. Yeah, mine would be left field, bro. I looked at a lot of different things during the game, and I'm not picking your players who got most touches and things like that. I'm just looking at sort of what flicked the game and what did a lot of little good things. And Saad gets one, Akers gets two, and Doherty gets three.
What?
It's his
Yeah, bro.
opinion. It's his opinion. He's allowed. You're allowed.
I'm sick of doing a typical. Oh, this guy had the most touches. These guys did some really good things at really important
three. He didn't
times.
have the most touches.
Yeah.
You fucking bucket.
He's a bot.
I'm different, bro. Fuck it. I'm sick of saying the same Hewitt, Croops, Hara, this, that. I think Doc had a really good game. And Doc has he's copped it from every one of us, right? But he did a job and he was good.
He did.
He did.
Thank you to PJ Vera. So if we can't make finals, I can't believe I'm reading. This is very hard for me to read on the screen. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't got my glasses on.
Do you want me to read it?
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right.
I'm doing hard.
So if we can't make finals with the list, what will change next season with the same playing group without a reset? Well, I think Johnny sort of laid it out for us, right? He doesn't think the playing group needs any sort of change. The playing group that we have at the moment is he believes it's the playing group that will take us to the promised land. It is more the coaching lineup that needs a change now. He mentioned that we haven't even in the last 2 or 3 years tried to shuffle around the coaches from line to line, so from forward to midfield or midfield to forward or anything like that. I don't know what that would change. Personally, I think that the call to flood the forward line, if the head coach in Michael Voss or this tactician in Ash Hansen isn't able to see that, then what's a line coach going to be able to do?
Interesting.
Hey, can I fuck off 3 players real quick? Because we're talking about fucking off players.
Go.
It's not who you think, actually. I'd love to see McFucking go. Walsh, I'll put him on the table straight out, and Fantasia, just get out of the side, man, straight out. He brings nothing. That's it from me.
Kicked the goal, and he helped Jesse kick too. His role. I thought Fantasia did okay.
He's not the guy to get us there, bro.
Shout out Petra Khan, who's an absolute legend. I met Petra a few weeks back. Good night, my friend. Sorry, we have been. It is quite a long one tonight. Yeah, I'll do my votes. So I'd go Jack 1. I think Caddy's been probably one of the informed forwards in the competition and put it all over him. Number 2, I'd give to Ollie Hollins. I love what he did yesterday. I think he had statistically his best game for us as well. So, yeah, I love what he does without the ball, stresses me out with it. But, yeah, what he does without the ball is so important. And, yeah, 3, as I said before, TDK. I thought he was best on ground for us. Took advantage of playing against Goldstein, Made the most of it. Laid a few really good tackles as well. Took 5 marks more than any other ruckman or any other big man on the field, I think. So, yeah. TDK, Amar?
Very good. I'm going 1 to Haynes, 2 to Sauce, and 3 to TDK for all the reasons that George said.
Are you going to say Tato?
Shout it on me, that. Good night, Aiden. Love you.
What's Aiden doing? What's Aiden doing?
Hi, man. How about that, bro?
What's the other flag?
He's giving a
Big dumb guy.
No, what's the 3rd flag? Like the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and all that.
This is what? Surrender. Give up, Carlton, for the season.
Oh, sure. Good night, Aiden. Love you.
And that's
So
it.
hi to your mum.
Where are we now? We are now sitting 11th on the Continental Tires ladder.
On the hickory dickory clock.
We are 4 points, well, technically 8 points out of the 8 at the moment. Not that anyone should be looking at that. Who have we got next? West Coast and then North. So 2 very much winnable games coming up. But knowing Carlton, we might find a way to bottle that. Let's see. Let's wait and see. Yeah, 1 point wins against West Coast and fucking North Melbourne. Let's see. We'll find out over the next 2 weeks.
Stuck at 8 and go to sleep, bro. Did you get the Carlton Football Club to identify as Carlton footballers?
What are their pronouns? Shit dogs.
And then we've got some tough games after North and West Coast. So let's find out.
You know what I love? I love when there's opposition fans in the chat and they bag Carlton out as if we don't bag them out enough. So, bro, do you even watch
We'll probably agree with you.
There is nothing you could say that we haven't said, brother.
Very good.
There you go. Hey, Aiden. Hey, I'm holding you up to this, Aiden. Aiden just said, if we lose this guy, he's changing his gender.
Gonna become a male.
Oh. I want to see pronouns on your profile, bro.
Each of them.
I reckon we need to get off before we get banned off YouTube. We're getting carried away.
All right.
Fuck it, bro.
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. That is a sayonara from the Monday Blues.
Thank you,
See
everyone.
Thursday night.
Sicky now.